Okay, let's talk on number two. Okay, so there is the exponential equation. Okay, so like the first couple of problems are really easy one. Okay, so basically, whenever your left hand side and right hand side has same base, then definitely your exponent must be same. Look at problem A, right? Like they have like same base, which is 15, right? Then your exponent must be same to each other, right? So we can answer the first question directly. That's it, right? So what about second one? 9x squared is equal to 9 to the 1, right? So which means they have same base, then exponent must be same to each other, right? So we can just set your exponents are equal to each other. Then whenever you take the square root on both sides, don't forget you must add plus and minus sign on one side, okay? So for this one, the answer is plus minus and 1, right? Because square root of 1 is equal to 1, right? And number C is same, right? So since the base is same, and we're gonna set your exponents are equal to each other, right? So I can say x squared, which is the exponent of your left hand side, must be equal to exponent of your right hand side. Okay. Let me move everything to the left hand side because this is quadratic equation, right? So x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. Then this can be factored like this, so x plus 3 and x minus 4 equals 0. And I can say x is equal to negative 3 or 4. Is that clear? Okay. And look at t. Oh, it looks like a little bit different situation, but it is not. Okay. Still base is 2. The only thing you have to do is on your left-hand side, since it's fraction form, we're going to use the negative power instead of the fraction form. Okay. So this one can be written like this way: 2 to the minus 6x equal to 2 to the 8x minus 11. Okay. Oh, they have same base. Then your exponent must be same to each other, right? Minus 6x equal to 8x minus 11. Let me subtract 8x on both sides. The left-hand side will be minus 14x and right-hand side is minus 11 and divide by negative 14 on both sides. Then your x is negative 11 over 14, which is positive 11 over 14. Okay, that's it. Okay, what about a? Even there is another step, but like it's basically same thing with previous problem. Okay, look at the left-hand side. Oh, e to the x squared and times 1 over e to the 4x, which means it is the fraction form. Okay, so whenever you have quotient, then your exponent with the same base, then your exponent must be subtracted, right? So we can do something on your left-hand side, right? Here we go. So left-hand side is e to the x squared minus 4x, right? Because it is quotient, right? And right-hand side is e to the 12. Then that's exactly the same situation with the previous problem. Same base on left-hand, right-hand side, then your exponent must be same to each other, right? So I can set x squared minus 4x equal 12 and minus 12 on both sides. X squared minus 4x minus 10. You will have like standard form of the quadratic equation, right? Then we have the factoring, right? It can be factored like this way. X plus 2 and x minus 6 equals 0. Then your x will be minus 2 or 6. Is it clear? Okay. You're getting used to like this kind of problem, right? So look at F. It's the same situation, okay? As we did in the previous problem, and we're gonna use the negative power for your left-hand side, then e to the minus 9x equal to e to the 5x plus 7. That's exactly what I wanted to have. Then since they have same base, then your exponents must be same to each other, and minus 5x on both sides. It is minus 14x equal to 7, and divide by negative 14 on both sides, then your x is minus 1 half. Is that clear? Okay. And what about g? It looks a little bit different, but keep that in mind. Same thing. Okay. So like try to have the same base exponent on left hand side and right hand side. Okay. Look at your left hand side. Oh, 3 to the x minus 1 to the 4. Power to the power means your exponent must be multiplied, right? And like x minus 1 times 4. You have to do the distribution, right? Then your left hand side can be written like this way: 3 to the 4 times x minus 1 equal to 3. And actually, like on the right hand side, even it is omitted, but there is 1, right? Then since they have same base, then your exponent must be same to each other, right? So 4x minus, let me do distribution, equal to 1, and plus 4 on both sides, and divide by 4 on both sides. That's it, right? Now let's talk about H. Wow. So far, I was talking about the case with the same base on left hand side, right hand side. Okay. What about this one? They have different base, right? But don't worry about it. Okay. Now we have to understand about the family of the number. Actually, I can say 4 and 8, they are family. Okay. The model number is 2. Do you understand this concept, by the way? Because like 4 can be written by 2 squared and 8 can be written by 2 cubed. Then we can say 3 is mother and 4 and 8 are children. Is that clear? Okay. So we're gonna try to write like all the number with the prime number, okay? The smallest prime number, okay? So 4 can be replaced by 2 squared and 8 can be replaced by 2 cubed, okay? So let me rewrite one more time, then we can go forward, okay? 2 squared to the x equal to 2 to the 3, right? And on the left-hand side, it is power to the power, right? As I told you, your exponent must be multiplied, okay? So this one is 2 to the 2x equal to 2 cubed, right? That is same situation with previous term, right? Then I can say your exponent must be equal to each other, and x must be 3 over 2, right? What about I? Same concept, right? 2 and 16, they are the family, okay? So one half can be written by 2 to the minus 2, no, 2 to the minus 1, okay? And 1 over 16 is 2 to the negative 4. I'm just took care of the fraction and the power at the same time, right? Then now it is the situation, okay? So left-hand side is 2 to the minus x and 2 to the minus 4. Then since they have same base, your exponent must be equal to each other, then your x must be 4. Okay, what about next problem? Look at that. That is same situation, okay? 3 and 27, they are family, okay? 3 is mother number and 27 is 3 cubed, right? So we're going to do like that, okay? Here we go. 3 to the 2x equal to 3 cubed, 5 plus 6x, okay? Then it might better to put the parentheses for this power because we're going to do the distribution. I mean, multiply 3 and 5 plus 6x, okay? Then this can be written by 3 to the 2x equal to 3 to the 3 times 5 plus 3 times 6x. Is that okay? Since they have same base and your exponent must be same to each other, okay? So 2x is equal to 15 plus 18x, okay? And then let me move 18x to the left-hand side, which means like minus 18x on both sides. Then this will be minus 16x equal to 15 and divide by negative 16 on both sides. So your answer is minus 15 over 16. Is that okay? Then what about k? Whoa, you have to remember one thing for exponential function or exponential like exponent, okay? So any number to the 0, non-zero number to the 0 is always equal to 1. That is only the case to make your exponential exponent as equal to 0, okay? So I'm talking about this one. B to the 0 equal to 1, okay? Basically, B is not equal to 0. Is it clear? So look at that. So like problem K has the same situation, okay? 5 to the x cubed is equal to 1. To make it equal to 1 for the exponent, your exponent must be equal to 0, right? So I can say x cubed must be equal to 0. Then there's only one possible number, which is 0, right? Okay. What about L? Same situation, but like a little bit more complicated situation, right? So you have to remember 2 and 8 are the family, okay? And also on your left-hand side, it is quotient, right? Quotient case, then your exponent must be subtracted with one single exponent, right? So this can be done. Let me take your left-hand side first, okay? 2 to the x squared plus 23 minus 9x. That's what I'm saying, okay? And then what about right-hand side? 8 is the 2 cubed. Then they have like same base situation, right? Then we're gonna set your exponent to each other, equal to each other, okay? So x squared, let me write in order, okay? Minus 9x plus 23 is equal to 3, okay? And minus 3 on both sides. x squared minus 9x plus 20 equals 0. Are you with me so far? It is a simple quadratic. Then we can do the factoring, right? So which number is working? X minus 4 and x minus 5 is working for this case, okay? So I can say your x must be equal to 4 or 5. Look at problem M, okay? So you have to remember the family, okay? 25 and 125 is our family, okay? The children of 5, okay? So 25 is 5 squared and 125 is 5 cubed. Is okay? So we're gonna play with that way, okay? So here we go. So your left-hand side can be written like this way. 5 squared to the 2x. 5 cubed, 9x minus 4. Then as I told you, put the parentheses like to avoid any mistake, okay? And then now, let me take care power to the power first, okay? So left-hand side is 5 to the 4x, just 2 times 2x, right? And right-hand side is 5 to the 3 times 9x minus 4. Then you have to do the distribution. And 3 times 9, 27x minus 12. That's it. Same base. Then the exponent must be same to each other, right? Exponents. 4x equal to 27x minus 12. Then let me subtract 27 on both sides, okay? Then it is minus 23x equal to negative 12. Then divide by negative 23 on both sides. Then your x must be 12 over 23. Problem N, okay? Look at the left-hand side, okay? We have to like, instinct, okay? Just use your instinct, okay? We have to take your left-hand side because they have same base, right? So like it's 8 to the power times 8 to the power, then product of exponent, right? Which means you're gonna add up, since like the base is same to each other, then we're gonna add up your exponent, right? So your left-hand side can be written like this way. There we go. 8 to the 5 minus 7x plus 6x equal to 1. Okay, let me simplify, clean up your exponent. It is 5 minus x equal to 1. But don't forget this, okay? Any exponent equal to 0 means your exponent must be equal to 0, right? I mean, like the exponential function is equal to 1, then your exponent must be equal to 0, okay? So I can say 5 minus equals 0, then x must be equal to 5. That's it. Is it okay? Don't forget this, okay? Any number to the power 0 is equal to 1, okay? That's only the way to make exponent equal to 1, okay? So what about, like there are like lots of different number, but like you have to remember 5 and 25 are family. Left-hand side is 1 over 25. Then we can write that one as the like 5 to the power 4, okay? So 5 to the negative 2 because it's reciprocal and the square, right? And the right-hand side, it is quotient, right? Which means your exponent must be subtracted, right? 5 to the 4x minus 3x squared, okay? Oh, same base, then your exponent must be equal to each other, right? So minus 2 is equal to 4x minus 3x squared. Let me move like everything to the left-hand side, plus 3x squared on both sides and minus 4x on both sides, okay? Then when you do everything at the same time, 3x squared minus 4x minus 2 equals 0. So can you do the factoring for this one? Unfortunately, no. Then what are you going to do? What is backup plan? It is quadratic formula, right? What is quadratic formula? X is equal to minus b plus a minus and square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? We're going to do that, okay? Here we go. So now I can say x is equal to minus b plus a minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2a. I read so far. I just plug in everything in the formula, right? And then that is equal to minus minus, which is plus 4, and plus a minus and square root of 4 squared is 16, and minus minus plus 24, right? 40, right? Over 6. So we have to simplify a little bit more, okay? So since 40 is 4 times 10, and 4 can be come out from the square root, which is 2, right? So that is equal to 4 plus and minus 2 square root of 10 over 6. Then we can cancel out. Okay, whenever you cancel out your one single denominator with like numerator, then you have to do separately, right? Like that, okay? So that is equal to uh, 2 plus and minus square root of 10 over 3. Okay, let's do the more practice, okay? Look at the problem P, okay? So as I told you, 2, 4, and 8, all those are same family, okay? So we're gonna try to write as the like 2 to the power 4, okay? 4 is 2 squared, nx minus 1, and 2 to the 3x, and right-hand side is 2 cubed to the 4. Is that okay? Then use the like property of exponential function. It is 2 to the 2x minus 2 times 2 to the 3x equal to 2 to the 12. And left-hand side, we can do one more time, right? Product, which is like exponent addition, right? 2x minus 2 plus 3x, right? Equal to 12. Then when you simplify this one, 2 to the 5x minus 2 equal to 2 to the third, right? Then we're going to set your exponent equal to each other, right? And plus 2 on both sides. And divide by 5 on both sides. That's it. Let's keep talking about Q, okay? 4, 16, and 64s are all family, okay? So 4 is 2 squared, and 16 is 2 to the 4, and 64 is 2 to the 6. Is it okay? So we're gonna write it as the like 2 to the power 4. So 2 squared to the 5x over 2 to the 4, right? And right-hand side is 2 to the 6. Is that clear? Okay. Then on the left-hand side, since it's the power, look at the numerator, okay? 2 squared to the 5x is 2 to the 10x, right? And the quotient, which is minus, right? So left-hand side, if you do all this thing at the same time, then we can write this one as 10x minus 4, right? As I told you, since they have same base, your exponent must be equal to each other, plus 4 on both sides, then your x must be equal to 1, okay? Then what about R? In the same manner, 3, 9, and 27s are all family, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write as 3 to the power 4, and 23 is the like 3 cubed to the x plus 5, and 9 is 3 squared, okay? Left-hand side, the first power, the power to the power, then we're gonna multiply your exponent, right? So this is 3 to the 3x plus 15 times 4x equal to 3 squared. And left-hand side product, then we're going to add up your exponent, right? Since they have same base, okay? 3 to the 3x plus 15 plus 4x, which is 7x plus 15 is equal to 3 squared, okay? Then we can put the exponents are equal to each other, minus 15 on both sides, and divide by 7 on both sides. Then that's it, right? And what about S? Same situation, right? Now you are getting used to about this, all right? And practice is really important, okay? So we're gonna keep practice, okay? 2, 4, 16, all those are family, okay? So 2 squared to the 10x, right? Over 2 to the 4, just since it's fraction, just like a negative power, right? And left-hand side is 20x minus 4, right? Then 20x minus 4 must be minus 3, and plus 4 on both sides, and divide by 20 on both sides. So the answer is 1 over 20th, okay? Let's keep talking about problems, okay? So first of all, when you look at the T, wow, we know 6 and 36 are family, but what about 1? Something wrong, right? So like what are you gonna do is we're gonna move your 1 to the right-hand side first, okay? Then you can simplify your left-hand side with a family, okay? So I will do it at the same time. Since 36 is 6 squared, and we can write like this way, and 1 over negative 4x equal to 1. That's beautiful, okay? Then left-hand side, it is quotient, and it is subtraction, right? So it is, at the same time, 2x squared minus minus, which is plus 4x, okay, equal to 1. As I told you, exponent equal to, like exponential term is equal to 1 means your exponent must be equal to 0, right? So no matter what, like any base, doesn't matter, okay? Then we can do like this way. 2x squared plus 4x equals 0, okay? Then let me do the factor, okay? 2x out, which is common factor, then I can say x must be equal to 0 or -2. Next problem. Well, there is one important property for exponential term, okay? A to the negative x, keep that in mind. With any kind of base, doesn't matter, okay? Your exponential term cannot be equal to 0 or negative. Does it make sense? Like, don't forget this one. You're going to use this one in calculus 1 to 3 as well. Never be equal to 0 or never be negative, okay? So like, the property of this exponential term is always positive, right? Then how can I make this equation equal to 0? There's only one case, which is the second term, which is 3x minus 5 must be equal to 0. That is only the case, okay? So we can do like this way, then plus 5 on both sides, and divide by 3 on both sides. That is only one solution of this equation, okay? And v. Ooh, it's a little bit complicated, right? But don't worry about it. Whenever you have to solve the equation, the first step is like, factoring. So like also like the first step of factoring is finding common factor, okay? So look at that. Exponential function e to the 3x is common factor, right? We're gonna pull that out, okay? Then e to the 3x and big parentheses x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. But keep that in mind. Any exponential term cannot be equal to 0 or negative. Does it make sense? So we know this guy never be equal to 0. Then only the case to make this equation equal to 0 is what? The second term, second factor must be equal to 0. Does it make sense? So from that one, I can set up x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Then we have to do factoring x plus x minus 2, x plus 4 equals 0. So for this case, x is equal to 2 or -4 is the answer. Problem W. It is same concept with previous problem, okay? So first step is what? Finding common factor. For this case, 15 to the x is the common factor, right? So we're gonna pull out that one, okay? So 15 to the x and remaining part is 16 minus x squared equals 0. Any kind of base doesn't matter, okay? Exponential term never equals 0 or negative, right? So this cannot be equal to 0. Then don't try to make that equal to 0, okay? But only the case to solve this equation is what? The second term must be equal to 0. So we have to set up like this way, plus x squared on both sides. And I can say x must be plus or minus 4, okay? And look at x. It's more complicated, right? But don't worry about it, okay? And when you move your term to the one side and everything will be clear, okay? I'm gonna move x squared times 10 to the minus 6, which is right-hand side, to the left-hand side. I'm gonna subtract like x squared times 10 to the minus 6 on both sides. Then what happened? If you'd like to move to the right-hand side, doesn't matter, okay? And then it is similar situation with previous problem. Let me pull out 10 to the minus x on both sides from the like both terms. One more time. Let me emphasize one more time. Okay, exponential function impossible to be 0. Then only the case is the other factor must be equal to 0, right? So x minus x squared must be equal to 0. Then do the factor one more time, like that. So x is equal to 0 and 1 is the case to satisfy this equation, okay? And what about y? Wow, it's the exact same situation, right? So we're gonna prove it's the minus 4x, okay? It's the minus 4x. The remaining term is x squared minus 81. Again, cannot be equal to 0. Then we have to set up the other factor must be equal to 0. Plus and minus 9 is on the case, okay? The last problem, number 1, here we go. The same thing, okay? So we're gonna pull out common factor, okay? But wait a minute, there is something different with previous one, okay? the very last term. Look at that. 3 to the x plus 1. There is one secret about that, okay? 3 to the x plus 1 is 3 to the x times 3. Does it make sense? If you don't understand this one, you can do backward, okay? 3 to the x times 3 to the 1 is 3 to the x plus 1 by the property of exponential function, right? Does it make sense? Then we can do like this way. Then can you find the common factor? 3x, 3x, and 3x, okay? We're gonna prove this, okay? So 3x out, the remaining part is x squared, 4x, and now 3. As I told you, like it's not enough to emphasize this one again, okay? There we go. Never be equal 0 or never be negative, okay? Then only the case is this term must be equal 0, right? So x squared, 4x plus 3 equals 0, do the factoring. That is only the case to satisfy this equation, okay?